Hello, hello, hello. Just making sure I can actually see that I'm streaming live. I am. That's good. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Amista, and we're here to do some predictions for the next. Let's see, what is tomorrow? Today is Tuesday or Wednesday? Today's Wednesday. So we're doing predictions for Thursday, August 27th for each sign. We're just going to pull one tarot card per sign and see what shows up as a prediction for the sign for tomorrow. We are going to start with Aries and work our way through Scorpio. And so to begin, Aries, you guys got the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles talks about the idea that you guys are finding yourself in a situation where you're feeling pretty comfortable, even to the point that you are sharing some of the resources that you have with others out in the world. And I just realized I meant to put on lipstick before I got on here. Instead, I put on chapstick, which has no color at all. And since I would like to not look like a zombie, we're going to make sure we've got a little color there. All right, let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, Taurus. Okay, let's see what you have. Taurus, your card for tomorrow is the Four of Cups for August 27th. This says that the temptation is going to be to have a pity party, to feel sorry for yourself, to feel down and depressed. I want you, if you catch yourself having that feeling, to pay attention. Look here. There is an extra cup being offered, even though the other cups are empty. So it's really important to look around for what are the silver linings here. Like, even if there's a disappointment, what even if that door, if the door closes, where is the window that opened? Be on your toes. Be looking for the next opportunity rather than getting bogged down in these negative emotions, because those negative emotions are only going to hurt you. Okay? Let's look at Gemini. 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 Okay, Gemini's King of Wands coming up in reverse. What I'm hearing is that this is somebody that you're going to be interacting with tomorrow. King of Wands in reverse is somebody who's normally very upbeat, very outgoing. When he comes up in reverse, he may be dealing with some kind of issue he's really just not sure how to solve or get to the other side of, and that may have him feeling sort of the opposite of upbeat, maybe a little bit of blue or frustrated, and down in the dumps. And so this person is going to be Geminis. They're showing up because they want to talk to you about something, but be very careful because this person is a natural leader. So just because they want to talk to you about something does not necessarily mean they want to hear the answer. So make sure that if you feel tempted to give this person advice, make sure that they have asked for it first. Otherwise, you may find yourself um, in an awkward situation and maybe wishing that you didn't even try to help. Usually, these people are just looking for a sounding board so that they can kind of work it out themselves, even as they hear words coming out of their own mouth. All right, next up, we are looking at Cancers. So, Cancers, you guys have the Nine of Cups coming up here. This talks about finding satisfaction, fulfillment. There's something going on Thursday that is making you feel very satisfied with, something that you've done, something that you've accomplished, and fulfilled. This is something that it's an individual accomplishment. So it's not something that, you've accomplished as a part of a group. This can be finishing a class or finishing a project or learning a new thing. But whatever this is, you feel really great about it. So whatever it is, it's gone the way you want it to. You're happy with it. We like this. Very nice, Gemini or Cancer, excuse me. Okay, so next up we're looking at Leos. What cards are Leos getting? Leos, y'all pulled the Five of Cups. Five of Cups just says there's something going on that may be making you feel a little bit disheartened or disappointed. And it's important to be careful when this card comes up about um, taking something too personally and also holding on to that in your heart. Because when we hold on to something like that in our heart, it just slows us down. It drags us away from this idea of being, one with the creator. And so it slows down our manifestations and all these things if we hold that hurt or that injury or that insult in our hearts. And so when the Five of Cups comes up like this, the best advice that I can give you is recognize, yes, there was a disappointment. See if you can find a way to forgive if this is a situation that needs some forgiveness. And honestly, you're not forgiving for the other person. You're forgiving for your own self, for your own good, so you're not dragging this weight of this resentment around with you. Okay. Yep, yep, yep. And it's just so important to recognize when we have something that makes us feel ugh, because when we start feeling that way, then we're starting to manifest things the opposite of what we actually want. So it's important to acknowledge our feelings, and then if they're not the feelings we want to manifest more of, release them as fast as we can. Whether that means like screaming into the night or not at a particular person, pounding some pillows, whatever it takes to release those feelings so that you can move forward. Journaling is a good way to do that. Write down everything that you're feeling and then never, never, never show anybody that. Or writing a letter to the person that you're having trouble with whatever this disappointment is, writing that letter and then holding on to it for at least 24 hours. And after 24 hours, reread it. Hold on to it another 24 hours. After that, reread it. Never send that thing and just reread it until you're ready to burn it. And then when you burn that letter, that releases that energy for you. But you'll find that as time goes by, that energy will just get diluted once you've journaled it. All right, let's look at, that was Leo. Let's look at Virgo. Virgos, you guys got your own card showing up here. You've got the Hermit. This just tells me that on Thursday you're going to be spending some time by yourself, preferably, but in a space where you don't have to be interrupted by anybody else, thinking about what is it that you actually want to do? Where do you want to go from here? You are, acknowledging, okay, I'm at point A right now. Where do I want to go from here? And what steps do I want to take to start heading that direction? And so I think you're doing some of that introspection, getting to know yourself better. What do you really want? All of that good stuff on Thursday. Very interesting. So that was Virgo's card. Next up, we're looking at Libra. Libras, what did you draw? Ooh, beautiful. The Fool. This talks about taking a whole new beginning. I call this the leap of faith card. Some people call it literally the Fool, and they see it as foolish behavior. It's very rare that it comes up as foolish behavior to me. To me, this is talking about starting something new that you just know that you 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 know it's the right thing for you to do right now, even though there may not necessarily be logical evidence that would lead you in that direction. You still know that you know. And this is that leap of faith, following that nudge that comes in from Sacred Spirit and moving forward with it, trusting that Sacred Spirit will put the next piece of land in front of you for you to stand on as you move forward. All right, let's look at Scorpio. It's our turn. I have a Scorpio Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Neptune. What do we have? Oh, not my favorite. We have the Hanged Man. It's not terrible. It does mean that we are waiting on something And, not terribly impatiently with the hanged man. Actually, this waiting time gives us a chance to reassess our thoughts and rethink some things. Make sure that we are going in the direction that we would like to be going. Okay. So the hanged man, not really taking any action towards finding a solution around something, but really looking at things from a different perspective, maybe waiting on other people to take action. A lot of times, though, this is just waiting for us to figure out what we want to do next. Let's look at Sagittarius. Okay, you guys have the Four of Swords showing up here. Four of Swords for Sagittarius says what? Says that you are taking a break. And this is a temporary break. So taking a break from something that you've been working on and allowing yourself to be refreshed and rejuvenated so that when you go back into that, you go back into it fresh. This can be taking a vacation day for some of you. For others of you, this can be, sometimes this is taking a break from a relationship to sort of recalibrate. But the Four of Swords does talk about, that the break is just temporary. This isn't like, this isn't, this is not a permanent thing. Sometimes the Four of Swords is maybe taking a break because, like in a case of work, this could be, well, one time I got a Four of Swords, and then later on in the day, my computer went toes up, and I had to take it to the repair shop. So obviously, I could not do a lot of my work that had to be done on the computer until it got fixed. And so once it got fixed, came back to me, I was able to get to work again. That's the type of thing with the Four of Swords, something temporary that keeps us from doing everything we would normally do, but allows us to think things through that we would not normally have time to think through. All right, so that's Sagittarius. Let's look at Capricorn. King of Swords coming up in reverse. Capricorns, I think you're going back to the drawing board on something that you made a strategy around before. And I think you're realizing that that strategy may have to be scrapped for some of you and actually redone. But for others of you, I think the strategy, for most of you, I think the strategy actually just has to be tweaked and adjusted. And I think you're realizing that, and I think you're getting right on it on Thursday, Capricorns. I'm wondering if I even made this video public because so far nobody's come into the room at all, which is kind of odd. I probably kept it private by accident. Oh well, it is what it is. Let's look at Aquarius. Aquarius. Okay, you've got the Magician showing up in reverse, Aquarius. This just says that you're having kind of a struggle of manifesting something that you want to manifest on Thursday. And so when the Magician comes up in reverse like this, it's an indicator that we're trying to do something by ourselves. We're trying to do something without any help from the divine, from the supernatural. We're just trying to do it under our own muscle power, self-determination type of thing, willpower. But the Magician in reverse says, if you would bring Sacred Spirit into the situation, whether you do that with prayers or ceremony or whatever, then if you ask Sacred Spirit to help you with this situation, then you'll be amazed at the outcome because the things you're trying to manifest will start falling into place like in ways that you would not expect. So it's time to get Sacred Spirit involved when you catch yourself trying to do something and feeling like you're beating your head against the wall on Thursday, Aquarius. Next up, we're looking at Pisces. Pisces, y'all got a really great card. You got the Sun card coming up in reverse. Now, the Sun in reverse basically says, Pisces, that you are doing something your way without somebody looking over your shoulder or breathing down your neck. You're doing something that makes you feel satisfied or fulfilled, your whole thing. And when it comes up in reverse, what this means is that you're not doing this thing alone. So you and a friend could be doing something that makes you feel really satisfied and fulfilled. And in that case, there may be some compromise so that you both feel like you're getting satisfaction and fulfillment out of whatever the activity this is. But you still don't have anybody breathing down your neck, setting deadlines, trying to tell you do it this way or things like that. So this is just really a nice card that talks about enjoying a good and productive time with somebody that you're happy to share it with. Very nice card to actually end the spread on for Thursday, actually. And guys, don't forget, check out like not only your sun sign, but if you know your rising sign and your moon sign, check those out. So make sure if you want to know about career, check out your Saturn sign. If you want to know about love or things that you value and self esteem, then check out where your Venus sign falls. All of these things will add flavor to the predictions. So you have a pretty good idea of some of the themes coming in for you for Thursday. Of course, I do offer readings, so check me out for that. And I appreciate you guys being here so much. Everyone have a fantastic day. Peace out.